Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tommy Trials. Pretty cool something or other going on today, let me tell you. So, thanks to Lord Poncho, Lord underscore Poncho with a couple of numbers, 87 I think, but Lord Poncho, he gave me a work in progress build of his new clone armor mod. Couple of important things to note, and I will blither blather on a bit. Words are hard. But I'm going to be doing a series of showcases. I'm not going to be showing anyone off in missions in this video or in the next few, because there's so many darn fangled clones in this mod currently, and there's actually some more planned as far as I'm aware. I don't know if he'll release what he's done first and then do the others, or if he'll do the others and then... Nonetheless, I don't know exactly how that's going to play out just yet, but I know that a little bit of a break was being taken from this because personal reasons. I think he's going on vacation or something awesome, which I hope that he enjoys. But right before he left, he sent me what he's got done. I say that as if it's a small number of clones. I've spent so long customizing clones, doing research on clones, making the clones look correct. Holy cow. Nonetheless, this one is more named clones, sort of. It's called I ran out of spots in the campaign as of now, and so what I will do is I will just do these over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of the named, more commanders. There's a few clones in here that aren't commanders, a couple of which are part of the 501st that I didn't realize when I was making them that they were part of the 501st, because I am going to do a 501st showcase. I am going to do a like a battalion's, like a default battalion look, or if some of them have got alternate looks inspired by the Battlefront 2 officer looks and specialist looks, and some of those alternate looks. But here we have got Clone Captain Rex, and I'm going to go in pretty close here. Now, of course, whenever you zoom this close into any game, you've got to remember a couple of things. The XCOM skeleton is weird and dumb. And when you're starting to use custom animations on top of that, you might see a little bit of clipping. Nothing that you're going to notice when you're actually playing the game, but if you're zooming way in with your debug camera, you might notice a little bit. But everything's got new textures, a complete texture overhaul. Now, I can tell you there's going to be a texture overhaul for the weapons as well as at least how it stands now. And you've got to remember that a lot of this stuff is work in progress. Because it works currently doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work, because mods are mods. But pretty cool effect with the blaster bolts. I believe has begun progress. We are using Dim's old blasters. Dim's blasters are more than sufficient, but Poncho will be releasing a weapon pack as well. They will not be tintable, but it's a texture overhaul for the weapons, as well as a different particle effect, all that fun stuff. But you know, just this quick little glance can really show you where a lot of the textures have been updated. You know, you zoom this close into the rangefinder, and it's like, oh wow, it's a lot of details. One thing you're going to notice during this showcase, all of the clones that are like captains and stuff, and commanders and stuff, they're all going to have the wrong comma. K-A-M-A. This little, this bit down here, that's the wrong one. They're all wearing ARC Trooper commas. That's because the other one wasn't implemented yet, and I wanted to show off the, you know, the new textures and stuff as best that I could. Next, we've got Fox in all of his glory. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. And of course, with the Akimbo mod and stuff, you get to really have a good look going on. Mighty fine indeed. You can even see, you know, there's like reflections in the black visor now. It's great. I love it, and the detail is phenomenal. Moving on. Hit the wrong button again. Thorn. A couple of these guys I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on. They're already in the game, but just taking a look at them, I'm not even going to zoom in on all these guys. I just wanted at the very beginning to show off some of the newer textures. We've already got Thorn in the game. He's not a new armor by any stretch. A couple things to note. The new shoulder antenna. Otherwise, just enjoying the new textures. He's new. Pretty, really awesomely cool. One thing to... I'm hitting buttons. One thing to note. We've got both his Phase 2 helmet in all of its glory, and his Phase 1 helmet in all of its glory. So we've got Clone Commander Jet for what it's worth. And it's very, 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 very cool. I can't tell you how much I've nerded out putting all these guys together. It's just awesome. Got the markings on the arms, got the custom legs, and everything. And I think it was dual colorful. Yeah. So really cool. Fives. So there was an overhaul not only on the standard soldiers. There was an overhaul on the ARC troopers and an overhaul on the commandos. I'll be doing a commando showcase again. But they took the newer textures and whatnot and everything from, and the newer models from Battlefront 2, Poncho did, and put them into the game. So we've got a much cooler and sleeker looking ARC trooper get-up in all of its glory. And I'm trying to see, maybe Fives doesn't have it. Oh, yeah, it is. And now those are illuminated, which is really cool, because the ARC trooper's little gauntlet on their arm lights up, as compared to the standard clone, who does not. It's all in the little details. There's going to be a couple of clones that I'm going to ask you down in the comments what little details they're missing. Now, they're known details to be missing, so I'm not pointing out anything that's a bug or a whoops. He knows they're not in yet. The cost of getting the mod when I did meant that a couple of things were whoopsed and missed, and only the eagle-eye viewers are going to notice what's missing. Deadeye! Very cool. Not a whole lot to say about him. Let's see if we can turn you a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That way we can get a good look at you. So Deadeye is a 501st Trooper. Again, didn't realize it. I don't know why I didn't realize it. The chest piece is really what should have given it away, and the fact that he definitively has a 501st style helmet as well. I just derped out. Boomer! So Boomer is a ARF trooper, an ARF trooper. He's in a video game, and I think that's it. I don't think he's in a show or referenced in any comics or anything, but Boomer is very, very cool. I even went to the detail of adding the backpack on. But you've got to understand with me for a second. Just look. I know I'm zooming in on a clone trooper butt, and ignore that for a second. But look at the detail, like in the undersuit and stuff. Just, you want all John Hammond on me, just spare no expense. I mean, I don't, from a details perspective. Caesar. So again, 501st. This is when I started to figure out that I was adding 501st people. This isn't even all the named clone options. We've still got Waxer, Boil, Boost, Comet, Cupid, Donder, Blitz, and I'm starting to lie. But Comet and blanking on the name. There's 3 named Wolfpack troopers. But I'm going to be doing a 104th. I'm going to be doing a 91st. I'm going to be doing a 41st. If there's like a good number of clones from a particular legion, they'll have their own. Otherwise, I'll just slump in some of them with the overall legions and battalions names. But Caesar is an ARF trooper, or BARC, B-A-R-C trooper for the 501st. This is the only exception to my named clones because I want to show off the helmet as quickly as possible. This is a 5th Fleet Security Engineer. But really the thing to talk about here is the engineer helmet. I mean, the armor is cool, yes, but the engineering helmet is probably the coolest with the illumination and the from a video game standpoint, we call that bloom in the center of the helmet. It's very, very cool. And now in XCOM 2. Cody. So, there are 3 things incorrect about the current Cody model. We know about all 3, but I'm going to ask you down in the comments, what is the 3 things missing from Cody's... Well, there's 2 things missing and 1 thing incorrect about Cody's current setup. And you can see all 3 from this standpoint. I'm not going to zoom in. I'm not going to focus on anything in particular. I'm going to move my mouse away, even though I wasn't even close. And you tell me down in the comments what 3 things are missing from Cody. And if you can then tell me what 2 things are missing from Commander Doom when we take a gander at him. And if you get all 5 missing items, I will pin the comment. But you gotta get all 5. But here's Cody in all of his glory. I think one thing that is noticeable is his shoulder pauldrons are bigger now. Here is Doom. So there are 2 details missing from Doom's getup as well. Ignore the comma. The comma is not one of the things that's incorrect. The commas, like I said, is more of a placeholder than anything else. I didn't really mean to go... I'm getting ahead of myself. And this is also why there's no way I can fit all these into a digestible palette of clones, because you're just going to get clone fatigue staring at clone after clone anyway. But Doom in all of his glory, again, not necessarily new to XCOM 2, but new with these textures, with the new undersuit textures and whatnot. This is Gojira, who is the... Hang on. I put this in Discord here. What is he? I'm kind of giving away what we're already about to see. Leader of the Exogorth Company. So there you go. I had no idea who he is, but his blue color is just slightly different. But there's Gojira. Barkara. I'm hitting wrong buttons again. Barkara is the only one not actually utilizing something of Poncho's. That's just due to the fact that he looked just way too wrong with the other comma on, so I put on one of Dim Dim's commas so that he wouldn't look as silly below the waist. But you can see the new textures on the guard and the new textures here. I mean, yeah, if you zoom in this far, it's like, ugh, but why you would do that is beyond me. But it looks freaking fantastic. Bly in all of his glory, again, not necessarily new to XCOM 2. You've already got Bly right now, but Bly with the newer textures, you can really see on the pauldron in particular the higher details. Again, we can see on 5s. This isn't 5s. What am I talking about? Echo. The new detail with the ARC Trooper gear. Oops! I did a whoopsie. Fix that. You see with the new backpack, it's the new textures, more detail in all of the aspects of it, and it looks great, and it's noticeable on the battlefield for sure. Next on our list, we've got Sergeant Apo. So Apo eventually becomes a commander, and at that point he just is a 501st Trooper with a pauldron, which is boring, and so that's why he's not CC. He's just CT-1119. That way we could have the special helmet, but that also means that's the only thing unique on Apo's entire person. But we've got Apo. Wolf, again, not doggone it, not new, but a named clone. And I don't know if you could hear that, but that was my dog sneezing. But you can see one thing in particular on the helmet that was fixed was there was actually a little bit of scaling problems. Now again, only real big nerds were going to notice that before, but there was a big time scaling issue with the old helmet that is in the old clone Armory expansion, and that has been fixed now with his new one. Something else that's important to note, and we'll just point this out in the middle, you can still utilize the old clone armor as well. You can have all of these. You can mix and match, although I will tell you that there is an obvious difference when you try and mix the new armor art style, for lack of a better term, and the old armor art style. There's definitive differences to the wear and tear and the looks of it, but you can. So if you wanted to utilize old and new together, you certainly can, but you don't have to, because he did different archetypes and file names, so there shouldn't be any conflicts. I haven't had very many, except for a couple of icons being the wrong color in the customization options, but it's not a big deal at all. So we've got Styles, one of the newer ones. They're definitely new. He's not in anything right now. So Styles took a little bit of research on my part to completely figure out, but Styles looks mighty fine. And I don't know a whole lot to say about him. He's from comics. He's not in any of the TV shows. If you Google Styles, you can find him. And you can find Gray as well. So you can see CC10/994. And if you've been, I know some of them haven't had this up, but if they've got numbers, I've made sure to make them correct. Because I will be releasing, not to the Steam Workshop, because I don't know how, and I don't have the dev kit installed, but I will be releasing on the Discord server my character pool when the mod launches, so that if you don't want to bother with making all these named clones yourself, you don't have to. And I'm making them to show them off anyway, so might as well share them with everybody, right? But again, you can just see it's... Yes, I'm talking in the background, but I'm hoping that, you know, you're just absorbing. It's just so good. Anyway, got Gray, Clone Commander Gray. Arc Trooper Glaive, another 501st. At this point, I definitely knew it was 501st, but I wanted to make him anyways because he looks so cool. We'll take a little longer, detailed look of the Bark Troopers when we do the 501st specific showcase. Draw, another clone trooper. So I tried to go more commanders, but Draw is a member of the 41st as far as I'm aware. Looks mighty cool, has the custom helmet, custom torso, legs, arms. Very, very super cool. I think this is Clone Lieutenant Rook. What? Rook. In all of his glory, so custom helmet. Also important to note, and I don't know if the mod will launch like this or if it's just some things are missing or he chose not to, and chose not to would make the most sense to me, but there are some clones who, you know, you don't have the custom named arms. So for example, it's actually been separated into left arm, right arm, shoulders, forearms, and whatnot now. And for this guy, I used the 501st officer arm because that's the arms that Rook used. So even though there's no Rook named arms, because if you go back, like Draw has specifically named arms, Rook does not. But that's because Rook's arms are the 501st officer arms, so it'd be silly to have the same arm in the game twice. Leastways, that's what I'm thinking he did. Oh dear. Got a little bit ahead. Hang on, we can fix this. There we go. I had a mod with an invisible head, and I turned the mod off, and so the head was burping through. But then we've got Clone Commander Trig from the 91st, I think. Because I always want to call them like the Saleucami troopers, and that's not what they're called. They're the 91st Recon Corps, I think. Pretty sure. So I will do a showcase showing off all of the different options after I'm done making showcases about particular legions and making the troopers as correct to the pictures I can find online as I can. And then I will make a showcase, several showcases, using them in missions. But please like the video if you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I'm a little absent-minded today, and I apologize. Part of it's just hype, and the other part of it's I'm not well, but I'm not going to bore you with that kind of stuff. But hopefully you enjoyed this. Let's just take a seat on my favorite clone. Don't at me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, the next one that we do will probably be I think we've covered most of the commanders and captains and stuff. Everyone else has a specific battalion, I think we might throw in a few. The next one that I'm going to do, so this would be probably Tuesday is when this next video will go live. I will do the 501st, so we're talking Tup and Kixer, Hard Kixer. I'm not sure that's a guy, but Tup and Hard Case and Jesse and the other ones who I can't, Kix, that's the name. And the other ones whose names I can't remember. Then we'll throw in all those Bark Troopers for the 501st. There's 212th. There's even some custom 501st armors that took direct inspiration from the new Battlefront 2 to kind of give, if you want your 501st, but you want your classes to maybe look a little different, you can do that. So you can have a little bit of, you've got a 501st squad, but they all look slightly different, so it's not all replicas of each other. So make sure to keep an eye out on the channel over the course of the next week and a half. We'll do more and more showcases. Keep an eye out on the channel as well, because I will be doing a release trailer, and I'll definitely be putting in the community tab of the channel if the mod releases. Before I get the release trailer done, I will let you know there as well. So make sure to click the bell so you don't miss anything. You can be as up to date on these mods as you can. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's for XCOM 2, War of the Chosen. And if you've got questions down below, I will do my best to answer them. Of course, I'm not the mod creator. That's Lord Poncho. Any credit, things of that nature, that of course belongs to the modders. That's the modder's responsibility to give you credit for, and that would of course show up on the mod about, or the mod description page when the time comes. But like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more. Again, I will pin the first person that tells me all 5 missing features on Cody and Doom. So again, there are 2 features missing. We know about them, but there are 2 features missing from Doom and 2 features missing from Doom, 2 features missing from Cody, and then 1 feature that is currently incorrect, but that's only going to be the true nerds are going to see it. And if you comment and you're not first, I will still heart the comment so that it will show up at the top of the comments. So thank you so much for watching, and again, I apologize if I was a little darty, but keep an eye out on the channel because we've got oodles more to come. And until next time, guys, Jake Hart.